Glass is all around us, in our homes and schools, in our places of work and our places of recreation. But glass is also one of the deadliest threats that birds face in the United States, which is why some organizations are searching for better ways to coexist.
White-throated sparrow, 97690. White-throated sparrow, 97688. Song sparrow, 97685. Slate-colored junco, 97783. Field sparrow, 97781. White-throated sparrow, 96869. White-throated sparrow, 97689. Okay, a successful flight. Woo! So we are in the eastern shore of Maryland at the Foreman's Branch Bird Observatory. This research is, well, first of all, very new and just really exciting to have something like this to be able to actually test bird-safe glass, because before now we've really not had too many options. There are only 2 of these in the entire United States that really do this kind of research. And I really enjoy what I do because it feels like I'm making, a big difference in the lives of these birds. We have so much data now coming out about just how many birds die every year. Birds that are migrating, they can't really adapt to like a glass wall that they can't see, or they don't understand what glass is. And so we have an estimated 1 billion bird collisions happening just in the US alone per year. But we get all different companies from different countries. Germany, South Korea have sent us a lot of samples. Everywhere across the world is kind of getting in on this business. And so they'll send us test panes of glass, which we will put in the tunnel, run them against a control pane and see what the difference is. There's a banding station here where they capture birds in our 76 nets that we have throughout the property. And then the birds get banded, processed there, and sent to us at the tunnel, where we take them, now that they've been banded and processed, and we run them through the tunnel to test our bird-safe glass.
And what is the bird banding?
Oh, gosh. Sorry. Bird banding at its most basic means putting a numbered metal band around a bird's leg, and it's a way to assign an individual a number so that you know which bird is which. It's like giving a human a social security number. With the various groups that are monitoring buildings for collisions and the lights out groups, the glass collisions are turning out to be a much worse problem than a lot of people realized 5 or 10 years ago.
Sometimes people say, oh, I heard it hit a window and went out and it was dead. And you don't have to know what kind of bird it is or anything, as long as you have that number. And they'll tell you like where the bird was banded and what species it was and how long ago. And it'll email the bird banders where the bird was found. And if they have extra information like that, they can turn it in and we'll learn that data also.
The glass testing that's being done here by the American Bird Conservancy is facilitated by them, organized. They design the experiment, they build the facility. We are the people that have the permits and the skill and the expertise to get the birds to be the test subjects. So I've handled, hundreds of thousands of birds and learned how to do it properly.
Okay. This is how they get caught, right? They don't see the net, they hit it, they slide down, and they get caught in this extra netting. And usually they're only a little bit tangled, so with training and knowing how to hold them, you can just untangle their wings and get a little bit of the net off their head, and they come right out.
Now that we have the bird's number written down and the species, I'm going to put this bird into the tunnel, start record, and I'm going to say white-throated sparrow 97690. And I'm going to open my hand, and the bird is now sitting on it, looking around. For their safety, we have like a taut net so that birds, when they fly down, they kind of bounce harmlessly off of it and land on the floor. Let's see if we, oh, and it's just flown. So the bird successfully flew. It's at the other end of the tunnel now. We have doors where we can let these birds out. There he is. And there he goes. So that was one tunnel flight. It's just kind of on its way again, just out in the world with a new bracelet. So we'll do that many more times today. So sometimes it's necessary to crawl into the tunnel if the bird really doesn't want to go and is just kind of stuck down at that end. So we'll just kind of quietly as we can, walk down there to not stress the bird out any more than it already is, and then capture it and just release it. So bird's out. For each test pane, we run 80 total good flights. And when we get 80 flights for it and we've finished it completely, we'll run some numbers. And the threat factor is the final score each pane gets, and that will tell us, does this deter birds effectively or does it not?
The Migratory Local Wildlife Protection Act of 2022, which initiatives like Lights Out DC help to usher in, utilizes the American Bird Conservancy's threat factor measurement as a basis for defining bird-friendly materials, now mandated across the city.
So I'm just one little ant in this huge colony of people contributing their little bits of data into the bigger picture. I like the idea of being part of a team of folks that are all sort of working towards this goal of greater understanding.